Where you have cars, you have parking lots. Where you have parking lots, you should have landscaping. Landscaping is critical to the design of parking areas. All right, they will, it will, relieve the congested look of a parking area. It's going to minimize some conflicts between pedestrians and vehicles, and it'll allow a greener and more natural appearing space. So whenever possible, incorporate landscaping in a parking lot, and then incorporate your pedestrian circulation, your walkways, sidewalks, etc., through the landscaped areas. Different municipalities may require landscaping in parking lots, including City of Harrisburg. So let's take a look at these requirements. All right, you have to provide shade trees, a certain number of shade trees, and you have to screen your parking area. There's a couple common locations for landscape areas within parking lots, and one of them is called an interior planting island. And here's an example of one right here. It's interior, it's on the inside of the parking lot, right? And it's kind of like it's set off in a sea of parking. It's an island of landscape in a sea of parking, all right? Interior planting islands can, in general, soften the appearance of your parking area. It can reduce how big we feel that parking area is. All right, just kind of make it smaller a little bit. And it's important to note that the trees really give you some great benefits of shading the parking lots, reducing that heat buildup, and reducing glare. The other common location for landscaping around a parking lot is called a buffer, or sometimes a screen. All right, and that is around the outside of your parking lot, in between parking and other uses of the site. So here's an example right here. This is a buffer landscaping zone in between this parking area and the street. All right, and here's another example here of a buffer zone. All right, between this parking area and this probably, is that multifamily residential? I think it is. All right, and so you can see that screen landscaping is all about that eye level zone and kind of blocking or screening the view of the parking area and the cars. The buffer, all right, is just about the space and giving some elbow room, all right, between the cars and whatever other use there is. Earlier in the semester, we talked about rain gardens and bioswales. Those are absolutely appropriate for parking lot designs. And here's a couple of examples. And so you can see that as it's raining, the stormwater is flowing into this swale. It's caught by these plants, and then is the gravel is sending that water to a collection pond, probably. While we're talking about the movement of water in a parking lot, another choice is to use porous pavement. Porous pavement allows water to seep into the ground, all right, and therefore it will reduce the runoff and assist in groundwater recharge. Here we have an example of a couple of different kinds. Generally, it will have a permeable pavement surface, all right, and then a couple of layers of product underneath that the water will seep through, right, and into the soil.